Well, Rise of Ronin is an upcoming single-player open-world game that is set in Edo period of Japan. Now, we play as a Ronin warrior who's fighting between the Edo period, where the Western civilization has taken over the freedom of Japan. So the game is basically all about a Ronin warrior just putting on a whole team in order to fight for freedom. So it's basically a freedom fighting game for Japan. Now, today we got so many new gameplay details for this game because we are only just 1 month away from the official launch of this game, which is on March 22nd, and now we have received some brand new gameplay as well as a lot more information about what to expect from the Rise of Ronin. Now, first off, the developers have confirmed that the quest in this game is going to be specific to the character you're going to be playing as. Now, as you know, there are 2 different characters in the game, and it seems like you're going to be switching between both of these different characters, and the game basically has something called as the Somo missions, where the missions are character specific, where these special quests are going to be earning you items, or this could also develop different kinds of relationship with all of the different characters inside the storyline. Now, what's very interesting is that the open world actually has a lot more to do, because not only is it just a storyline based game, but it also rewards players who would love to go ahead and venture into the wild and explore the open world, because the developers now stated that the game is going to have something called as preordained fate, which means random events and random missions are going to be spawning across the open world. Now, this is not something that the developers have specifically just designed here and there in particular points of views, but this one is going to be completely random, and random things could happen in the open world, and it's actually going to be based on different locations, timings, and it's also going to be based on what character you're going to be playing as. Now, as for the open world and exploration, it seems like it's very much similar to what usual open world games are known for, where you need to take down enemy bases that are located in different parts of the map, and once you take out the bases, your Ronin warriors are going to take over that particular location, and it's going to turn into one of those safe zones where you can basically move freely across that particular district in the map without having to cause any sort of trouble in the nearby locations. So it's kind of very similar to what we see with Assassin's Creed games, where you need to take over some of the checkposts or outposts, and your assassins are going to take over that location, and then immediately that fort or whatever place you took over is going to be part of your assassins. So you're free to go in there, and also you can see difference in that particular district and how usually all the characters carry on with their lives in terms of having more freedom, because the Western world has taken over the freedom of Japan. But once you take it down, you kind of get an idea of how things are going to go back to how it usually was. Now, we also know that there is going to be different activities in the game, and one of the fun activities that the developers have now revealed is that there is going to be this mini game called Yabusame, which is basically a horseback archery, where you can now practice something called as the dojas. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with this, but usually when it comes to Yabusame, this has always been something that's very familiar or famous in terms of some of these old school Japanese cultures, and that is also going to be part of this game, which would be really interesting to see how things are going to be working out and how these dojas and practices are going to look like in Rise of Ronin. Now, another very interesting feature in Rise of the Ronin is that this game is going to be offering different performance of horses as well as riding equipments, which you will be unlocking as your character progresses through the storyline and different levels in the game itself. Now, how this works is basically very similar to what we have seen with Red Dead Redemption 2, where all the different horses have different characteristics. Some horses are really good when it comes to having more staminas, and some horses run faster, some horses are built for war, and there are different types of horses in the game, right? So basically that's the same kind of similar concept that's been brought down to Rise of the Ronin, where you will have different performance horses and you'll keep upgrading these horses over time as you keep progressing through the storyline. Now, the same goes for equipments as well. Like, you have different gliders in the game, and you have different types of equipments where you can use this rope dart, which can basically pull you up in the air. So there are different equipments which of course you'll be unlocking over time in the game as you keep progressing your character. And the more upgraded version of a glider that you have, the more easier it's going to be for you to travel long distance using just the glider. And the best part about this is that the game actually actually allows you to completely play the game in a whole new stealth way where you can use the glider while you're just up in the mid-air. You can basically throw some of these throwing darts or knives and assassinate all the enemies down there in complete stealth way, and nobody would even know that something hit them from the sky. So that's basically how you are going to be using these gliders in this game. So it's going to play a massive role, and it's kind of similar to what Assassin's Creed does, whereas you have the parkour system in that game, but then in this game you have something completely different. You're going to be using a glider to get up in the air rather than just climbing all the buildings. And the best part about this game is that it actually has online support where you and other online players are going to be sharing locations inside the game. Now this is kind of similar to what we have seen with recent Assassin's Creed games, where you can take a look at the map and you can see what other online players have taken pictures of, photos of, and you know, some of these point of interest locations that other online players would have just marked in there, and you guys can go ahead and check it out and see what's in there, so you can find out some sort of loots or hidden items and all that stuff. So that is something that they've also implemented in this game. It's very similar to Assassin's Creed in many ways, of course, by the way the game looks, plays, and also all of the features. But of course, it's kind of more improvised, and I think they've tried to do something very different in their own ways. But yeah, the fast travel point in this game is going to be characterized by a hidden sword banner, which you will find in your minimap. Now, of course, it's not something that you guys would really want to know in terms of tutorial, but I guess if you just play the game, obviously you're going to get to know these stuff. But this is what the developers have given us in terms of information. Now, what's very interesting is that yes, there's going to be collectible items in this game, and one of the collectible items that the developers have shared is that you will be able to collect cats in the game. So cats in the game are going to be running away from you and hiding in different unexpected random locations, and you'll have to chase down these cats, find them, and collect them, because these cats are going to be part of some sort of a side mission which is going to be rewarding you with God knows what kind of rewards. I will of course let you guys know what those rewards are once I get my hands on this game, but as of now it is known that all of these collectible items are going to be available as you keep collecting all of these different cats that are going to be hiding in different locations. Now, the Rise of Ronin is going to be coming out on March 22nd. I am super excited about it, and PlayStation has already revealed behind the scenes footage, brand new gameplays, and so much more for this game, and it seems like this could end up being one of the biggest titles this year for PlayStation 5 exclusive. Now let me know in the comments down below, are you guys going to be playing the Rise of Ronin? I'm of course super excited for this game because you guys know me, I love any game that has feudal Japan or ancient Japan or Edo period, man. I'm just in love with this time period. I would love to know your opinions, thoughts down below in the comments. And with the being said, if you guys did go on and enjoy this video, please make sure to go ahead and show your boys some love by simply just dropping a like on this video. That would really go a long way for me. And also, if you guys are new to this channel, then you should probably know that I cover all the latest and the greatest information, news, updates, gameplays, trailers, announcements, leaks, and all the news that you guys need about upcoming open world games is going to be available first right here on my channel. So make sure to go ahead, subscribe, turn the notifications on, and set your notification settings to all. Now with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy fams, and goodbye.